guys, this is Health Checks with Dr. Memstic. Today we'll be talking about something very important, something that affects millions of people, but most times it goes unnoticed. And you know, in today's world where there's a lot of stress, physical stress, mental stress, there's a lot of hustling, a lot of bustling, it is important that I remind you, I bring to your remembrance this important condition. This condition we term the silent killer. Why do we call it a silent killer? Because you just be moving around, it doesn't give you signs and symptoms, and then one day it strikes, and when it strikes, it's, you know, it's coming in with complication. And this silent killer is called hypertension, what we also call high blood pressure. Quick understanding, what do we mean by blood pressure? This just means the force by which blood moves against the walls of your artery as your heart pumps blood around the body. That's simple English. What I mean is that, let me use an analogy. I want to use the water pump and the pipes, for instance. Your heart is that water pump that pumps and ensures that through the pipes, water is supplied and you have water in your house. The heart is that water pump that pumps blood, and the pipes that takes it to the various parts of the body are your blood vessels.
Oh my God! Wow!
So in hypertension, anything that causes the heart to become to exert so much pressure to pump blood forcefully would increase the pressure in the pipes, which are the blood vessels, resulting to an elevated blood pressure. Another condition, something that affects the integrity of your blood vessels. Your blood vessels are now becoming narrow, maybe because of fat deposits, cholesterol, narrowing of your blood vessels. Your blood vessels is becoming stiff because of fat or any condition that would cause so much pressure. Blood will be struggling to flow, and that will increase your blood pressure. So that is an analogy. Your heart is like a water pump. The blood vessels are the pipe. So anything that causes pressure, when the pressure becomes too much in the pipe, what happens? The pipe will burst. So that's the same thing that happens to your blood, and then you will now have stroke. They say somebody had a stroke. It's because the blood vessel ruptured because of excessive pressure, and then the person comes down with stroke. So when you measure your blood pressure, when you go to take your blood pressure, you're often given two values, the upper one and the lower one. The upper one is called systolic blood pressure, which measures the pressure when the heart beats. And then you have the lower one called the diastolic blood pressure that measures the in-between heartbeats. So you're given a figure of, say, 120 over 80 millimeters of mercury, because blood pressure is measured in millimeters of mercury. So this takes us to the grading and the classification of blood pressure. A normal blood pressure is important, you know, so that when you go to check your blood pressure, if they give you a value, you're not confused. You yourself can interpret and know where you fall. So a normal blood pressure is expected to be between 120 over 180. It should be less than 120 or over 180. That means your heart is fine, your heart is not working under excessive pressure, everything is beautiful. So you just maintain your diet and maintain your healthy lifestyle. The next category is what we call the elevated blood pressure. If your blood pressure is measured and you have a value of 120 to 129 over 80 or less than 80, it means that blood pressure is around, your blood pressure is trying to become high, and you should watch it at that point to check your diet and become physically active. And then the third level is hypertension grade 1, stage 1, where the values are 130 to 139 over 80 to 99. If your blood pressure falls within that range, it means that you have hypertension stage 1, and it's time to take your diet seriously.
God have mercy upon us.
The second stage, hypertension stage 2, anything 140 over 90, greater than or equal to 140 over 90, that is hypertension stage 2.
You get it?
At this stage,
if you don't get it, forget about it.
Strict with your diet, and you need to also, your doctor may commence you on medication. The last category is a hypertensive crisis, the hypertensive emergency, where your blood pressure is at 180 over 120. It's hitting the roof. Anything above
I want
180
problems,
over 150
always.
is a danger sign, because at this point anything can happen. The blood vessels could rupture, you could have a heart failure, you could have a heart attack, you could have come down with a stroke or even a kidney failure. So that is a crisis, and at that level you need to be at the health facility, and then the doctors and nurses will try to bring down your blood pressure. Blood pressure doesn't give signs and symptoms. The commonest signs and symptom of high blood pressure is no symptom at all. You waiting for symptom is like you waiting for your car engine to knock before you add oil. So on our next episode, we will be talking about what to look out for, risk factors, and then the lifestyle preventive measures for hypertension. Thank you for watching Health Check.